Hi friends, I know you can't see me right now, but I'd like you to do something with me. Close your eyes. And what do you see? Nothing, right? In the very beginning of time, there was nothing, like what you see now with your eyes closed. Can you imagine looking around and seeing nothing? Wouldn't that be pretty strange? I would like you to try something else. While your eyes are still closed, plug your ears if you can. Can you hear anything? I know I can't hear anything. Can you imagine being in a room and you couldn't hear or see anything? That's how it was at the very, very beginning of time. Genesis 1:1-2 says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." Nothing can be pretty strange and scary, but guess what? God has been there from the very beginning, and God decided to create light. "Let there be light," God said, and all of a sudden, light appeared. God separated the light and the darkness, and the first day was created. There was day and there was night. Genesis 1:3-5 says, "And God said, 'Let there be light.' And there was light, and God saw that the light was good. And he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and darkness he called night. There was evening and there was morning the first day." But God was not finished. He decided to also create on the second day. God spoke, and suddenly the water separated from the sky. Up above was heaven, and below was the water. On the third day, God gathered the water so that the dry land would appear. God saw that what he created was good. Then God brought up the trees. He created vegetables and fruit that we can grow. Look how beautiful this plant is that I have been growing. This is one of my favorite plants. It's called a succulent, and they come in all different kinds. You can get small ones and big ones, and some that are purple and some that are green, like this one. Isn't that cool? Next came day 4, and God spun the sun into motion to rule the day. God created the moon to provide light during the night. It was on this very day that God scattered the stars in the sky. See, God doesn't want us to be in darkness. He has provided the moon and the stars for us at night so we can see his wonderful creation. But was God done yet? No. He still had more to create. He wanted creatures to fly through the sky and creatures to swim in the deepest ocean. On day 5, God created the birds of the air and the fish of the sea. Fish like this, a jellyfish. These swim in the ocean. And birds like a pelican that fly in the sky. Have you seen a pelican before? They're pretty fun to watch. Then came day 6. This was the day that animals were made. Not only did God create animals, but he also created his most precious creation of all. What do you think that is? People. People are so important. God blessed the people and told them to be fruitful and rule over all other creatures. God had formed man from the dust of the earth, but it was God's breath that brought people to life. God saw everything he had created, and he saw that it was good. So why did God create light? Light does so many wonderful things. It gives us comfort. It gives us warmth. It gives us sight. I believe one of the reasons God created light is so we can see. we can see his beautiful creation. Plants, like the succulent that I showed you. Birds, like the pelicans that fly in the sky. And fish, like those silly jellyfish in the ocean. All the animals of the land, and most importantly, us, humans, people. God wants us to see each other and ourselves as a reminder that we are precious in his sight. I have some questions for you to discuss with your siblings and then with your parents. Here's the first one. Other than today, have you experienced a time where you couldn't hear or see anything? If so, what did that make you feel like? Next question. What kinds of plants have you been growing in your yard? Which one is your favorite? Third question. What is God's most precious creation? I talked a little about it before in the story today. I'm sure you can figure it out. And last question. How does it make you feel to know that you are so important to God? I have a challenge for you today that ties along with the story that we talked about. Today for a game, you are going to do a nighttime scavenger hunt. In your packets, you should have received a flashlight and a piece of paper that tells you all the things that you will need to find with your flashlight. Now, this is not a race or a chance to see who will finish finding all the items first, but a chance to explore God's creation with your flashlight. As you play the scavenger hunt, please be careful, as you will be walking around in the night with your flashlight, and make sure you have a parent with you. I hope you have fun seeing all the kinds of things you can discover with the light that God has created.